When you're dealing with drawing from reference, you're taking something that's already two-dimensional, such as this printout photo, and translating it to another two-dimensional surface. So you don't have to deal with the reality of three-dimensionality. You have to deal with the illusion of three-dimensionality, which is what your reference will be. You still have to draw through. You have to think volumetrically, or else you're not going to be able to translate this comfortably into the design space. So everything that you deal with when you're drawing from life still applies here. I've blocked in kind of the center median, and then the gesture lines kind of picking up directions and also marking off distances. And the width of the head to, the width of the collar, the triangularity of the neckline and so forth, where the shoulder is inserting, and understand that it moves and exits the other side behind the head. And so basically I'm ready to start dealing with contour and light and shadow. So the first thing I'm going to do is sort of set up some light and shadow ideas. I'm going to be looking at shape. Obviously the sunglasses are a shape, and I will be kind of refining that as I go. There is an angle of light coming in subtly from the right-hand side of the photo, and so that's going to give me shadow and reflected light, and I'm going to be looking for those shapes, like the shape down the nose, the shape here underneath the tuck of the cheek, the shape on the above the ball of the chin, the shape of the upper lip versus the shape of the lower lip, and so forth. And I'm going to basically designate very lightly those shadow shapes, and that's going to help me start bringing out the likeness. So it's going to be more shadow shape that's going to help me develop this form than it is going to be contour edge. Okay, here you can see I'm still in the process of developing, but I've basically laid in the shadow areas based on the subtleties that I see here. I'm picking out the light, where the light is hitting the side of the face very subtly. It's not a real strong direct light, but it's enough light to start differentiating form. I notice also I need to make the nose, the flange on the nose, a little wider, and the lip, the upper lip especially, a little thinner, and the lower lip a little, shall we say, deeper. A little, give it a little greater distance between the opening of the mouth and the bottom of the lip. What's also interesting is there is this upper curve underneath the chin, and then the ball of the chin, there's a dimple in the chin, and so there's kind of a repeated curve that does the same thing. So that is very characteristic and kind of a landmark that helps to differentiate this individual from any other. So I'm going to be working on that and detailing that out quite a bit more. Haven't yet addressed the hand, but we'll be doing that next. So you can see that there's just a basic development process dealing some with contour, but overall with shape, light shape, shadow shape, and proportions and size, and putting things together, and I will keep going forward. Okay, so here I'm fairly close to finishing the drawing. The overall concept is there. I've done quite a bit of refinement. It is basically, at this point, light and shadow. Not a lot of contour, but contour plays with the tone and helps define the form, obviously. It is larger than the original photograph is, and it has more room for refinement, but I'm probably going to stop here on it at this point. But that's the finished drawing. Okay, so this is fully fleshed out and just needs a little bit more detail going on in it. But As you can see, the whole idea is there, and the likeness is, I could take it a little further, but it's there. And the whole idea, again, is looking at proportion, looking at shape, looking at light and shadow relationships, so that you can basically render the form, or what I call sculpting it, out of the flatness of the page. You basically want to try bringing it to life. The same issues, again, apply when you're dealing two-dimensionally from flat reference as they do when you are dealing with three-dimensional volume.